Bill Wakeham's dad was a low handicapper at Uplands when Bill joined the golf club at the age of 11. 5 years later, at the age of 16, he won the 1957 City and BC Junior Golf Championships. That provincial title netted him the first of what would be 3 selections to BC's Willingdon Cup teams. It was also his opportunity to collect the Canadian Junior Championship when he fought from behind to complete the sweep. At 18 and playing out of Gorge Vale, Bill won the 1959 Island Open title and once again beat his uncle Gordon to win the Nelson Open. He led the qualifying rounds of the 1961 Canadian Men's Amateur Championships, and that resulted in him being invited to represent Canada at the World Team Golf Championships in Japan. Bill Wakeham was a medalist and winner of 2 BC amateur crowns at Uplands in 1962 and 63. Uplands is also where Bill shot a course record 64 in August of 63. More international success followed when he was named to the Commonwealth team competing in Australia and was made a 2-time member of Canada's America's Cup team. From 1958 to 1964, Bill golfed as an amateur all over our province. Accepting trophies and prizes was a lot of fun, but it was also costing him a lot of money. After defeating the pros a dozen times at the West Coast, Nelson, Trail, and Cowichan Opens, as well as at 2 Vancouver Island Championships, he pondered turning pro, but hesitated. Then, at the 1964 BC Open, Bill aced a 5-iron shot. It was an omen. He accepted the hole-in-one prize boat and turned to professional golf. Wakeham had no visions of making millions on the PGA Tour or appearing alongside Arnie and Jack on TV, but he knew how to get the ball into the hole, and his first major pro win came at the 1967 Ontario Open. Although he was never long off the tee, he added some length during those tour days, but his real success came from his ability to scramble, play under pressure, and to chip and putt. In 1968, at the BC Open, Bill conquered Shaughnessy's troublesome greens for his first of 2 successive provincial Open titles. His winnings took him to the PGA qualifying school where he made the cut and headed out on the PGA Tour. But the PGA back then was much different than today's tour, and a rabid player like Bill didn't really have much of a chance. Nevertheless, in his 5 years on the tour, he racked up 14 victories. After being nominated as 1969 Victoria Athlete of the Year, was it time to consider seeking out a club professional position? That question was answered when the Cowichan Golf Club offered him the positions of head pro and greens superintendent. He said yes, but his playing days were not over. He continued competing and won 6 more open events on the island. In 1974, he ventured across the border to capture an elusive double crown, winning both the Washington State and Pacific Northwest Opens. In the Washington State tournament, Bill demonstrated some of his old scrambling expertise on the 17th hole. After hitting his tee shot into the rough, he cracked a 6-iron down the adjoining fairway. A nasty downhill pitch to the pin and a putt was the turning point. After 10 years at the Cowichan course, Bill Wakeham became an associate pro in Kamloops and Kelowna. He continued to play tournaments and ultimately eclipsed the 50-win mark as a pro. His best year was 1974, when he had 5 top finishes. After a stint as a teaching pro in California, he returned to Victoria in 1993 and became the pro at the Metchosin Golf and Country Club, and holds court today as head pro at Royal Oak Golf Club. For his decades of great amateur and professional golf, the Greater Victoria Sports Hall of Fame is delighted to induct one of the game's best ambassadors, Bill Wakeham.